Welcome to this week's edition of the Weekly Seed. My name is Sarah, and today I'll be telling you all about IPA. As I'm sure you're aware, IPA stands for Income Producing Assets or Investable Assets. I'm sure you're also aware that IPA gives us an insight on a person's 401k, money in the market, and their CDs, and so on. What you're probably not aware of are the details that go into putting the criteria together. IPA is actually put together using an algorithm based on a sample size. Every year, a market audit study is done on 120,000 households throughout the country. That's less than 10% of the country's households. Out of that 10%, the accuracy of the IPA status is only correct 7 out of 10 times. They look at their behavioral patterns and their demographics, match it up with similar behavioral patterns and demographics, and make the assumption that those households too have the same amount in IPA. Let me tell you a story about an advisor that we work pretty closely here with at Plum. His name is Pierre. Pierre has been doing seminars for a while, and he's been using IPA as his main way to target his market, or so he thought. He started to notice his response rate dwindle and wanted to know what we could do to get a better response. So we suggested running the count once with the IPA criteria of 100,000 and over, and then actually mailing to a split list. How the split list works is we targeted ages 56 to 63 that are most likely still working with 75,000 annual income and living in a single family dwelling. We also mailed to ages 64 to 75 with 45,000 annual income since they were likely to be retired. We also did them with the single family dwelling. So, to make a long story short, Pierre ended up having 7 appointments with people that mentioned they had 350,000 or over in assets that never would have even been brought up on an IPA level of 100,000. My recommendations would be stick with the basics, stick with the split list. You can use IPA, but make sure you have a backup plan. Use it as a precursor, and then use a split list with the annual income to pick up anybody else that you may have missed. So let's recap. IPA stands for Income Producing Assets. We know that it's known to give you some good insight into their assets, but it's not 100% accurate. So, with that being said, stick with the basics and always check with your Plum marketing advisor who can tell you if IPA works for you. Thank you.